So if you remember last week, we worked on the legs of the welding table, and now it's time for us to start putting it together with the shelf that comes with it, and also the brace, which is somewhere around here. Where is it? Right there. This is the brace. Right here. Which goes around here in this area. It goes across. So I put this together really quick with clamps. As you can see, I put one there and one there just to hold it in place, so you guys could see the actual size of this thing, which is about, what is that, 6 feet? Is almost 5 feet. So let's say 59 inches. But the space between where it's gonna go, between this wall and the actual shelf itself, is 52 inches. So that's not gonna work. We're gonna have to cut this. But that's not the only problem. The other problem that we have here is, if you look here, the switch in the back is at the same height as the leg. So we can't make it perfectly 52 inches to fit here because of that. So I'm thinking about going 48 inches. So we're gonna have play of 4 inches, 2 inches on each side. I think that's more than enough. So we're gonna be cutting this shelf down here to 48 inches, but also I want to bring this piece all the way to the back. There's no reason for us to, you know, lose this space over here. So I am going to be notching this here to go around the leg, also on that side, but we're gonna cut it obviously to 48 inches, also with the brace that is over there. And then we're gonna use this hardware to put it all together. So it's pretty simple. It's just a couple of measurements and cutting along the lines. So let's start measuring now and cutting it up. Sorry for that bad angle of me putting this together, but this thing is extremely floppy. There isn't much stability with these legs, but we got it in place. We used my welding magnets to hold that in place and to keep this edge over here flat. and we're looking good. So we have a little bit more space over here, because I do in the future want to have a chair that I could swing in, and that gives me a little bit of space, but also plenty of shelf space. My goal is to put the welder down there permanently, since this is going to be a welding table. And yeah, so we got this in place. The next goal is to make the 1/4 inch holes here. We're gonna make 2 and 2 here, as close to the edge as possible to keep that space usable. And then over here, as for the brace, look at this terrible cut over here that I just made. We're gonna have to make these holes in the right spot. I'm gonna be using this as a template in the back like so. Sorry, I'm using it in one hand. And drilling that out. I don't know if I'm gonna be using a step bit to make these holes. I think it'll be easier with the step bit, or I'm gonna be using a regular 1/4 inch drill bit. But I know one thing, I am gonna start with the step bit. If I have any trouble with the step bit, I'll go to the bigger drill bit. But yeah, first things first, we're gonna work on this shelf first, just so that we can bring some stability to these 2 legs, and then we'll work on this right here. Now the welding table is 100% together. We have the brace, which gave it a lot of support. We have the shelf down below, which I can't wait to fill up with welding stuff. Like I'm gonna put the welder on this side and a couple of other things on that side, like the bandsaw and other equipment there. But yeah, it's looking really good. Here's what I was talking about. This is where the table legs end, and this is the shelf. I made it 48 inches. Which is right here, 48 inches, and this ends here, and it gives me about 4 inches here, 4 inches of play, which is what I really need because of the space I am gonna need for the switch, you know, so I can get my hand across like so to turn on and off the light, because it's at the same exact level. But yeah, I also don't want it perfect, and I'll show you that in another video when we're cutting up that table, why I don't want to make the tabletop perfectly, you know, in this space, which is 52 inches. So yeah, this is pretty much done. And what we're gonna be doing in the next video is filling in that hole right there and that one over there with an outlet. Well, an outlet in each of them. So we have an outlet here, another one here, and we have 3 boxes, but that's gonna be for the next video. So stay tuned for that. It's gonna be exciting. And then after we finish that, we're gonna be able to put the top on top and then push that table in, getting rid of that wood table that's been there since the beginning of the project in the basement. So yeah, the welding table is coming along, and I'm really excited about it because welding is something that I've always wanted to get into, and to have an actual welding table where I could weld and not worry about burning the place down, it's a plus. So yeah. So let me close this video. If you learned something new, you can show me by giving me a like. Any comments or questions, leave it in the comments down below. And if you're interested in seeing more projects, seeing this project come to an end, consider subscribing. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Thanks.